was just... I went to Europe, and I did a movie over there with Van Johnson a couple of years ago, and it was in Germany. And for sheer explosive power, the German language... Well, all right, here. This is in German. Müde! Bin ich geht zur Ruhe, schließe meine Augen zu. Gott den Himmel hell, der Wacht, gib uns eine gute Nacht. And that's a prayer. So, you get the idea.
For understandable reasons, in recent years, you've been spending less time with the music and more time acting, and I think I can understand that. With all the various films and TV programs you've been doing, who do you most enjoy working with?
Paul Lynde. Paul Lynde told me, he said, I hope I make good here tonight. If I don't, they're gonna drag the river from my body and they won't find it, because I'll be home in bed. And then the other actors that I like to watch up. I've patterned myself after Margaret Rutherford, you see, and also James Mason. So I remember a little scene between them both. Margaret sitting in a room, sipping dry sherry, listening to Chopin and sobbing very softly to herself. A knock on the door, and it's James, and he walks in, and he says, there, Margaret, why all the tears? And she said, forgive the tears of an old woman, James, but whenever I sip dry sherry and listen to Chopin, it always makes me cry. It reminds me of the time my dear papa caught me in the arms of the chauffeur. A gay dasher from Sicily. Oh, those gypsy eyes. And there we were, quite in the altogether. And I'm sure that the sight of the chauffeur and myself in each other's arms is what gave Papa his stroke and finally killed him. James said, there, Margaret, don't carry on like that. We all do foolish, impetuous things when we're young. She said, I know, but this was yesterday.
It's amazing the way you do the voices, and I have friends that do impressions, and I've always wanted to ask, what is it a special ear, or what technique do you use to get the voices?
It's an attitude, and I think if you're going to do them, if you've got an Irish actor that you like, or you want an Irish, you throw yourself into it all the way. Now, whenever I eat in Chinese restaurants, you notice that the Chinese waiter, there can be 30 people at the table, and he never writes down what you're going to have. You have yakamen soup, too. Yakamen. Sop con frita, sop con char siu. Okay, you have dak fight. Four dak fight. They never write it down. They never write. But if you say to the guy, hey, wait a minute, Chin, a Pepsi Cola and a beer, he says, you can talk. Wait a minute, one Pepsi Cola, one beer. God, it just makes them mad. And then if you watch the politicians on television today, and I heard a fellow say the other day, he stood up in Congress, one of those guys, and said, I read on it the other day, where the United States government is going to ship, now get this, 100 tons of wheat to the Ruskies. Now you know what that means, don't you? The breakfast of champions in the hands of the enemy. Now, I don't just see, I think that policy is as sound as a Cuban peso. So that was about it.
I know that most comedians have their own special favorites, and I wonder what comics comedians you most enjoy watching yourself.
Ones that I like?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's a great one. Reggie. Then, ooh, I think I hear green things growing.
And then the other guy I like to watch is his Good Night. Red Skelton's got a good night speech. What he said, if I have given you just a little bit of pleasure, on behalf of our sponsors, good night and may God bless.